I'm sitting in the garden in suburban Bangkok. And this kind of scene reminds me of my childhood, aged 17 or 18, drinking beer in a village pub in Kent. And just beyond the pub, there was like a edge like this, and the other side was a graveyard, the church, and some of us more adventurous youngsters would jump over and run amongst the gravestones whilst drunk on cheap Earlyman's beer. That memory only just came back by watching the 1973 Wicker Man film. There's a scene there where the uh, the police officer, the hero, sees couples copulating in the local church on the island of Summerisle. Folk horror, particularly British folk horror, does not hinge or it does not rely on jump scares or darkness or creatures. It really is a fear that manifests itself in the clash of cultures. Many would say it's a Citizen Kane of folk horror. It's a really great example, adapted from a novel called The Ritual by Anthony Shaffer, directed by Robin Hardy, who before this had done mainly like television work. And you could see that he was used to like tight productions that needed to work on a tight budget with a really tight schedule, and I think that shows in the movie. It's a very economical movie. As soon as he arrives, it becomes apparent that all of the islanders are aware of something he isn't, and he's been drawn into a trap. When he checks in to the Green Man public house, he discovers that the rations are low. The island does not seem to have a harvest. The pub patrons burst into a kind of folk song about the landlord's daughter. And then later we find out that the landlord's daughter, played by the wonderful Britt Ekland, her voice, in fact, dubbed, and her singing voice dubbed as well. But she looks fantastic. And she sits on and she stays in the room next to Howie and knocks on the walls and the doors in perhaps one of the most seductive scenes ever put to film in cinema history. He has resistance to temptation because he is to be married on the mainland, and he must remain loyal until that time. This is his downfall. Eventually, in the end, it comes to light that the islanders need to make a sacrifice, and sacrifice a virgin they must do. And he's the only virgin on the island. The little girl was a red herring. It was him all along. He was lured onto the island for that very sacrifice. And this is the beauty of the film. It is not a film about darkness or monsters or jump scares. It's a film about the uncanny. It's a film about different cultures colliding in a remote, isolated location. Christopher Lee plays the part of Lord Somerville brilliantly. Woodward does not put a foot wrong. It's very workmanlike performance by him. He plays his role really well, as do all of the supporting cast. You can see they are theatre trained actors. They are people who are used to being on stage and transfer very comfortably to being on screen. The film shot very economically. The director, Hardy, was a TV director, obviously used to working under tight budgets with short time frames, and everything is delivered. Each scene is like a card in a house of cards. If you take one away, the whole thing falls down. That's the beauty of it. It's a really well crafted film, well written, well shot, and well acted. There's not I don't think there could be a person who could not enjoy this film, really. So yeah, check out the link below. There's a link to the British Library version, I think it is, of the film, which, as far as I can gather, is free to watch. So yeah, take part and watch one of the finest pieces of British horror cinema ever made of the last century.